It's lunchtime and I'm really hungry. What should I eat? Well, I've come to DLF Cyber Hub. This is a big hotspot in Gurgaon, the Millennium City with so many restaurants. And I'm going to be lunching with the co-founder of EazyDiner. In fact, he's right here, Kapil Chopra. Kapil, good to see you. Happy holidays.
Good to see you, Nandara. Fantastic time to be having lunch in these holidays.
I hope you're starving because I really am.
Yes, and we're going to get you some great food.
So let's go check out where we're going to eat. There's just so many options, and I hope we'll get a table.
Of course we got a table. It's EazyDiner. We'll always get you a table.
Okay, so we have so many options, and since he said ladies always get to choose, I'm choosing. We've chosen this restaurant with supposed to have amazing Vietnamese food. And I chose this restaurant because I was supposed to go to Vietnam for New Year's Eve, and we all know what happened with Omicron. So let's bring Vietnam to Gurgaon.
Please join us after you. Ladies, ladies are always first, Nandara.
Thank you,
Thank you. And welcome to Vietnam at Cyber Hub. It's an absolutely amazing restaurant. One of my favorites. So actually, you chose the one that I like the most.
Great minds think alike.
Yes.
Okay, so the menus are also coming, and there it is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, one way is to look at the menu. Second is to open the app and actually decide even before you come to eat. But I did not know where you would like.
So much.
Okay. Okay.
But normally when people come here, what do they eat?
So I think the Vietnamese pho is fantastic. I think they do some very nice dim sums. The salads are to die for.
Okay.
And the amazing influence of the Southeast Asian cuisine on Vietnam is actually amazing. If you ever go to Vietnam, I think the other thing before we end our meal is we definitely need to end up with a Vietnamese coffee.
Okay,
because that's what people go for.
Coffee. Yeah, I love Vietnamese coffee. So come on, let's choose what we're going to eat. I hope you're ready to eat a lot.
Yeah, so if I could please order, and if we could please have, yeah, so that'll be amazing. I want to surprise her. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we are in the era of hand sanitizers. We've ordered our food, so we just have to clean our hands now. So tell me, Kapil, is revenge dining really a thing?
So you see, Nandara, people have been locked up for so long that they're all wanting to come out. So just to give you some real numbers, if you really look at December 2019, when there was no COVID, the world did not know of COVID, the numbers are up 25%. That's what we're seeing.
Are the numbers up 25% for an app like yours, which, you know, basically EazyDiner does what? It provides, it's like an aggregator. It gets you deals for dining, going out and dining.
And gets you a table.
Yeah. So are people actually dining out more, which is why you're saying it's up 25%? Or is it just familiar with your app, for example, or just, you know, doing things online?
So I think a lot of people are just moving online. I think that's the fact. A lot of people are discovering, and one of the key behaviors that we've seen post-COVID is people now want to make a reservation. I think that's the real key. People actually want to make a reservation before they go out. So that behavior change.
It's not like restaurants are doing roaring business or completely sold out, or are they?
They are actually sold out. Try getting me a table tonight at any restaurant in Delhi, and I can tell you it's going to be a tough challenge.
We're recording this on Christmas Eve. It's not a normal night.
Across the holidays, across every weekend, on a Friday, on a Saturday or a Sunday, pretty much every day. Weekends are totally full. The other surprising trend that we are seeing is people are actually, you know, I think because of COVID, I think a lot of people are actually now celebrating life. So people are coming out for Monday lunches, Tuesday lunches, because nobody knows when you know things start going a bit bad.
Basically, you're saying that people are fed up of being locked up and being home chefs.
Yeah. So and ordering food at home. Yeah. So everybody's kind of laying on foods on their dining tables or their beds and watching TV. I think people are fed up. I think human beings are social animals, Nantara. People need to go out. People need to explore. People need to discover. People need to enjoy food. I think the magic of sitting out in the winter sun in Delhi and having a nice Vietnamese meal. How do you replace it by watching movies at home? You just cannot.
I can see our food is ready and it's coming.
Yes, and here we go. And the first dish is an absolutely amazing one. It's actually a summer avocado roll in the winter because we're sitting out in the sun And so we're going to be having a nice summer avocado roll.
Thank you. Which sauce are you going to have, Kapil? I'm going to have all.
Please try all. I think the magic of cuisine from Southeast Asia is basically the way the food and the sauces kind of blend together. And that is
Yeah.
also one of the reasons for a very successful restaurant. A good restaurant is able to blend all of this together pretty well. Thank you so much.
Now, Kapil, I wanted to discuss some trends with you. You've been talking about Delhi a lot. Is Delhi the one dining out the most?
No, not actually, really. Delhi is really dining out well, but we've seen a big resurgence in Bangalore. We've seen a big resurgence in Mumbai. And pretty much, Nantara, one of the surprising things I've seen is the big resurgence in actually tier 2 cities. Actually, it's not only Delhi, but I think the entire country is eating out in a very, very significant way.
When you say smaller cities, what do you mean?
I mean, Pune, Hyderabad,
Pune is not small.
Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Coimbatore, Patna, Ranchi. You can't get a table in Patna today at any good restaurant. It's all packed. The dinner seats sell out by close to 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Even on a weekday?
Even on a weekday. So, like I said, Nantara, I think
Like Tuesday is supposed to be the slowest day for a restaurant, right?
In northern India.
Northern India. So that's not the case in other parts?
no.
Okay.
So pretty much everybody is kind of eating out everywhere. People are eating out, whether they're having a coffee, whether they're having a burger, whether they're having some. So either at a quick service restaurant or even at dining restaurants or casual dining, we see this trend of a 25% growth over December 2019 across segments. And it's been led by premium casual dining, and it's been led by the bars.
Would you say, because you talk so much to restaurants, right? And 2020 was just so hard. Many of them didn't survive. Many of them are still struggling to survive. Are they out of the woods, or would you say the chains are out of the woods? What happened to the standalone ones, fine dining?
So I think all of them are really out of the woods. So basically, after you've survived a very big crisis, if you've been able to survive those 2 waves, then you're pretty much out of the woods.
Okay.
So you're doing very, very well now. But I think one of the key things that restaurants need to understand, and that's my advice to restaurants all the time, because I come from the business, is that you need to embrace going digital, being digital. And that's just not a website or an app or anything, but you need to embrace the digital world in a more significant way. You need to increase your level of customer interaction, both in the offline world and the online world. And I think that will actually help you grow the business more.
How can they, the reason we're getting you also is to understand where tech can marry food. And it doesn't have to only be the Zomato, Swiggy way when it comes to delivery. You're trying to do it with, in dining, and married with banks and all of that, with credit card deals that you get. Thank you so much. How can restaurants embrace tech?
So my point is, Nantara, I come from a hospitality background, as you know. So my point was, how do I contribute?
Please eat also.
Thank you. How do I contribute to the food and beverage landscape in this country? Okay, so who needs the customer as much as the restaurants need it, or as much as maybe EazyDiner needs it? The credit card companies, because they need the card to be swiped, they need people to transact more. So we kind of married financial services with what we are doing, and we said, okay, all the top credit card companies today give you 500 rupees off if you pay your bill on the app. That's a significant thing. Means that's the price of maybe the avocado roll that we're having. So imagine this avocado roll is kind of sponsored by a bank. So why are we doing this? Because we're trying to make eating out
so
better.
it's not venture capitalists who might be helping with deep discounting that
Exactly.
we see on certain other apps of food aggregators. You're getting banks to discount.
We're getting banks to partner with us. I'd say not discount, but every bank, according to their limit, is actually coming in and saying, okay, step out. Because when people step out, not only do they eat out, they actually go and do some shopping. There's retail, there's everything. And honestly, how long can we be cooped up in home? If we And the other point that I always say, and I know there are a lot of clampdowns and lockdowns, but restaurants are some of the most safest places to eat. Means imagine going to a retail store, but look at the fact that we walked into the restaurant, they gave us a sanitizer, they were very strict when we walked in, that the masks were on.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely amazing on what restaurants are doing, and I think that's the segment that we really need to grow, eating out in this country. Why India? Because India is one of the youngest countries in the world. And what do young people like to do? They like to go out. So, and that is one of the reasons why we said at EazyDiner, our mission is to make sure that you eat out better.
Bon appetit. Kapil, in 2021, if you ask me, and I know this is actually what my managing editor Nikunj pointed out, the one big trend of 2021, forget the markets and economy, I'm not getting into that, has been communities. You know, and whether it's in the metaverse that you're seeing or this whole NFT or like, you know, otherwise also you think community being built, maybe because we were so alone in 2020. How can food create communities, and is it doing so with technology? Because that would be interesting for dining out.
So interesting point, Nayantara. I think it's all about people coming together. And one of the reasons I've always loved eating out and focused on eating out in anything that I do really is also because eating out is the magic of coming together. Just think about it. The most important things in life happen over a meal, don't they?
Not over a golf, not on a golf course.
Not on a golf course, but they happen over a meal. People start getting to know each other, people start dating over a meal, people start getting engaged over a meal, people do business deals over a meal, people go out, become friends again over a meal, people discover new friends over a meal. So actually, a lot of activity doesn't happen on your bed watching movies. A lot of activity actually happens when you're having a meal.
You're preaching to the converted. I live to eat. I don't eat to live. So you're preaching to the converted.
I think both of us are in the same boat.
But Kapil, you know, as far as trends go, you told us a really interesting one when it comes to Patna, for example, being one of the best ones for dining out. What other interesting things have you seen? Are people spending more when they dine out? Because, you know, now everything costs more. There is inflation.
So I think a couple of things here, Nayantara. So our point was, if people are going to spend more, how can we have banks and not restaurants subsidize them? Because if restaurants are subsidizing, their profit margins have already been stretched. So one of the reasons why we went to the credit card companies, and we've got alliances with 14 banks now, was that can the banks and the restaurants and the diners come together and have a great ecosystem? Like you very rightly said, communities. Can I get out of just the restaurant community and have a community with digital brands, restaurants and banks all coming together to make eating out better, safer and actually more reasonable and more value-based for the consumer.
Right.
So today, in spite of the increase in prices that's happened due to COVID and problems with supply chains and everything, but actually if you think about it, and I can guarantee you this, Nayantara, and you can try it, eating this here at Vietnam, sitting out in this beautiful winter sun, is actually cheaper than ordering it at home and sitting on your bed and eating it. Why? Because there are some great offers when you are eating out, and restaurants themselves are encouraging with great offers when you come out and eat. So actually,
it's the banks that are subsidizing the restaurants.
One is the bank subsidizing the restaurants. The second is restaurants and EazyDiner coming together.
So restaurants are overcharging or charging more if you want to deliver, is what you're saying?
No, restaurants are not charging more, but the whole point is the banks are not there to subsidize that. And the second point is that there is a delivery fees, that'll be charged. So there are two separate charges of delivering the food to you at home.
But a lot of people actually think that if they deliver, it's going to be cheaper.
I would encourage them to try it and try coming to where we are or any of the other restaurant and eat out and share that bill and share the bill of the same dishes at home. And you will
it's
see.
cheaper to eat out is what he's saying.
So it's actually cheaper to eat out today because restaurants also actually want you in. And I think with credit cards coming in together and the restaurant deals coming in together and a big digital marketing push, the combination of all those three things is actually leading to more and more people eating out. Means if you really notice, not much marketing has been done by restaurants or even by digital eating out apps. But why is the business up 25-30%? So one is the consumer behavior is now coming saying that, okay, we need to go out. The second very interesting trend, Nayantara, is a lot of new restaurants are opening. So the cycle has started again. I see a lot of new restaurants opening. I see a lot of experimental dining. Earlier on, people would go to a specific restaurant for lunch, but I see them changing restaurants. The other thing that we are seeing as a trend on EazyDiner is people are now booking a table 1 hour, 10 minutes before they eat out. Earlier on, it was 15 minutes before they were eating out. So people are kind of researching, planning, discovering, and then just walking in and eating out. They want a table. They don't want to be standing out with crowds, which is also actually a great behavior for restaurants. It helps them plan better. It's great behavior for consumers. They don't have to waste time waiting. So I think actually the entire ecosystem in India, in my opinion, is maturing beautifully.
And where will fintech fit in? The reason I ask this is because, whether you go to Zomato, Swiggy as well, they're encouraging now single-click payments. You're encouraging patrons when they come out to actually upload their bill and pay through EazyDiner app. My point is that clearly, like everybody who's in food tech wants to also marry with fintech.
So not really, but just think about it, Nayantara, that let's assume our bill today is 2,500 rupees on this table, so 25% because this is an EazyDiner Prime restaurant, so your bill now gets reduced to 1,800 rupees. Now, if I was to use an ICICI, an American Express, an IndusInd, card to pay this bill, it's 500 rupees more off. So suddenly my bill from 2,500 rupees is 1,300 rupees. So it's actually getting everybody together, and it's friction free. I don't need to take my card out. The card details are saved on my phone. I can just punch the number, pay. I get an instant discount, not on cashback. So I know what I'm getting within 10 seconds. So why won't I use that option? Finally, if you make it easy for the customer to use, why will the consumer not use it? Means getting your bill from 2,500 to 1,300 is actually a big deal. And if it happens in 10 seconds, then why not?
Wow, Kapil, and you were busy telling me how all of this is going to become cheaper for me as we use credit cards.
I think the roles already anyway been taken care by one bank.
And we need another bank to take care of the others.
And I think so like I said, I think it's one of the best times to eat out. There's never been a better time. The second great part is a lot of restaurants have focused on outdoor seating. So you see we're sitting outdoors, which is more safer, better. So there's never been a better time to eat out, in my personal opinion.
So you know what, guys? I really want to enjoy the food, and I don't think I can do that while I'm going to be eating, and I'm going to be really conscious about how I'm looking. So toodaloo, and wish us bon appetit.